Hey guys, let's get more news from Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Mike Tomlin leaves interview after question about his future. The Pittsburgh Steelers are eliminated from the NFL playoffs after being defeated by the Buffalo Bills in the wild card round this Monday, 15. The franchise is in a bitter drought of victories in the postseason and has not won a duel since 2016. The team's longest playoff victory drought since 1970. In a press conference after the match, head coach Mike Tomlin did not like a question asked by a journalist and left the press room. When asked about his future with the Steelers, Tomlin preferred not to answer and closed the interview. Tomlin has one more year left on his contract with the Steelers and has been the team's coach since the 2007 season. Despite another winless year in the postseason, the coach managed to maintain the record of never having had a negative campaign in the regular season since taking command. However, speculation about a possible departure from the franchise has never been so close to becoming reality. However, depending on the players, the coach has the confidence of the squad to continue in Pittsburgh. Our group would never have gotten this spot in the playoffs if it weren't for Tomlin. He is critical to the success of this franchise, defensive end Cameron Hayward said, according to Bobby Kaunak of NFL.com. Super Bowl 43 champion, Tomlin has a 65% success rate with 163 wins, 93 losses and 2 draws in the regular season. In addition to 9 postseason appearances, with 8 wins and 9 losses. The Steelers head coach is the longest-serving coach in the NFL, after the departure of Bill Belichick from the New England Patriots, who had been in the position since 2000. Stability is one of the hallmarks of the Steelers, who have only had 16 coaches in their entire history. Najee Harris put Steelers on notice after another first-round playoff loss. The Pittsburgh Steelers had several obvious problems in their loss to the Buffalo Bills in the AFC wildcard round. The Steelers were unable to force Bills quarterback Josh Allen into making any critical mistakes. Thus, the Steelers lost the turnover battle. The Bills also ran for 179 rushing yards, including 5.3 yards per carry. But after the 31-17 loss, Steelers running back Najee Harris identified things inside the locker room that need to change for Pittsburgh to get back to winning playoff games. If we want to elevate where we are and achieve those goals that we want, we've got to change some in-house stuff, said Harris after the game, via The Athletic's Mike DeFabua. The rules that are in the building. We gotta be more disciplined. We gotta be more committed. I'm not saying that we're not, but just coming from a place that has structure. Coming and just seeing, we probably could get help in these areas, it might change something. The Steelers last won a postseason game in 2016. The 7-year playoff win drought is the longest in Pittsburgh history since the franchise's first postseason win in 1972. Harris admitted that he's just one player on the team and that others may not have the same opinion as him. But in so many words, he argued the Steelers' locker room lacks the structure it needs to win a championship. It's important to note, though, that Harris made it very clear that he was not calling for any changes to Pittsburgh's coaching staff. In fact, the running back wasn't addressing the team's coaching at all with his comments. I'm not saying nothing about coaches or anything like that, said Harris. I'm just saying more of in-house rules. That's all I'm saying. Harris isn't the first Steelers player to comment on the organization's locker room structure. In a December 2023 interview with Steelers Takeaways, former Steelers linebacker Joe Schobert said that when he played in Pittsburgh, the organization relied heavily on its veteran players, and was thus less structured. With all of those veteran players were expected to be professionals on and off the field, and the coaches didn't take all of their time checking on them every day, Schobert said. They were expected to do everything the right way, without all of that governance by coaches. It could get lax at times, but you were expected to do the work. It wasn't like other places that were more structured. It sounds like Harris would prefer the Steelers to move more in that direction. But he's not calling for Tomlin to be Saban. What Harris may be requesting is Steelers veterans being more like they were 10 to 15 years ago. Tomlin was younger than some of his players when he became head coach in 2007. The team had also won the Super Bowl with Bill Cowher 2 years prior. So, it's not surprising that Tomlin didn't emphasize discipline upon his arrival. With Tomlin's reliance on veterans' locker room structure, the Steelers won another Super Bowl in February 2009. But obviously, the veterans who lead the locker room culture early in Tomlin's tenure are long gone. Based on the comments from Harris and Schaubert, though, the team's structure has remained the same. If Harris is right and the Steelers need more locker room structure, then the team will need its leaders to step up and hold other players more accountable. Perhaps Harris is just the leader to do that, particularly for the Steelers' offense, which features a lot of young players. Cameron Hayward on Mike Tomlin: "I don't want to play for any other coach." The future of the Pittsburgh Steelers coach is a little bit in question following the team's loss to the Buffalo Bills in the wild card round on Monday. Tomlin has 1 year remaining on his contract and has not been given an extension, leading to some speculation that he could be on his way out of Pittsburgh. But one Steelers star does not want that to be the case. During an interview session following Monday's loss to the Buffalo Bills, Pittsburgh Steelers veteran star defensive lineman Cameron Hayward made it very clear that he wants the team to keep Mike Tomlin as the head coach, going as far as to say he would not want to play for anyone else if he remains with the team. "Every player wouldn't be anything without Mike T," Hayward said, via the team's website. "This group would not function to even get to a playoff berth without Mike T. He keeps us accountable from top to bottom, and I don't want to play for any other coach." Tomlin has been one of the most consistent coaches in the entire league, going 17 consecutive seasons without a losing record. However, the team has not won a playoff game since 2016. We'll have to see what the Steelers decide to do, but it's clear what Hayward wants. And you fan, what do you think of the Mike Tomlin situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.